Have you ever said to yourself, if only I had more time, I'd finally change my life? Let me tell you something harsh but true. You don't need more time. You already have enough. The real problem is your focus, because even if I gave you 10 extra hours a day, you'd still waste them doing the same things you're doing right now. We live in a world where everyone's busy, constantly rushing, constantly chasing something, yet somehow nobody's really moving forward. Every morning we wake up, open our phones, scroll for just 5 minutes, and before we realize it, the day's already gone. We call it being tired, but in reality, we're just distracted. It's not time we're losing, it's our attention. Let me tell you a story about a man named Ethan. Ethan wasn't lazy. He had dreams, goals, and a list of things he wanted to achieve. Every morning he told himself, today's the day I'll finally start. But every night he went to bed feeling guilty, wondering where all his time went. He tried everything, productivity apps, planners, time blocking, but nothing worked until one day his mentor asked him a question that changed his life forever. If I gave you only 2 hours a day to work on your goals, would you still waste them? Ethan paused. He realized it was never about time. It was always about focus. You see, we live in an age of infinite information but zero direction. Every second, your phone, your apps, and your environment are fighting for your attention. And guess what? They're winning because focus is the new currency and most people are bankrupt. You don't need to work 18 hours a day. You just need 2 hours of deep, undistracted focus. That's what builds empires, changes lives, and shapes futures. Think about it. It wasn't more time that helped successful people achieve great things. It was the clarity of what truly mattered. Take a second and think about your day. How many hours do you actually spend working toward your future? Not scrolling, not overthinking, but truly working. If you're honest, maybe 2 or 3 hours, and that's on a good day. We say we're too busy, but we're not busy. We're distracted by everything that doesn't matter. We check our phones every 10 minutes. We say yes to every notification, every message, every meaningless task. We're like open tabs in a browser, running everything at once, doing nothing fully. And when you live like that, even 24 hours a day isn't enough. Ethan decided to test something. He turned off his phone for 3 hours a day. No social media, no calls, just silence and focus. At first it was painful. His mind craved distraction, but after a week, something incredible happened. He realized those 3 hours were more productive than his entire day used to be. He finally finished the project he'd been delaying for months. He started reading, exercising, building the life he always talked about. And the funny thing, he didn't find more time, he simply used it better. That's when he understood success isn't about managing your time, it's about mastering your attention. If you're watching this, I want you to ask yourself one honest question. What would happen if, for just 1 week, I gave my undivided focus to one goal? No excuses, no multitasking, just pure intentional focus. Most people won't even try because it's easier to say I don't have time than to admit I'm distracted. But here's the truth. You have the same 24 hours as the people who change the world. What you do with them, that's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Neuroscience says it takes about 23 minutes for your brain to refocus after a distraction. So imagine how much potential you lose every time you check your phone mid-task. When your attention is fragmented, your progress dies in small pieces. But when you protect your focus, your mind enters something called flow state. That's when time slows down, creativity rises, and your best work happens effortlessly. That's how authors write bestsellers. That's how athletes train like machines. That's how ordinary people do extraordinary things. The problem isn't the clock, it's your priorities. You're waiting for the perfect time to start, but the perfect time is now. The truth is, focus doesn't come from motivation, it comes from discipline. It comes from deciding that your dreams deserve your full attention. Every notification you ignore, every distraction you silence, that's you saying, my goals are more important than my impulses. That's how you take back control of your life. One day, you'll look back and realize you weren't running out of time, you were running out of focus. You had everything you needed, but your attention was scattered everywhere. everywhere. And when you finally learn to focus, you'll see that time was never the enemy, distraction was. So stop chasing hours, start mastering minutes, and you'll see how powerful your life can become. You don't need to work harder, you need to focus smarter. You don't need a new plan. You need consistent execution, and you don't need more time. You need to stop wasting the time you already have. So from today, put your phone away, close all the tabs, sit down with one goal and give it your full attention, because in the end, it's not the hours you put in that matter, it's the focus you put in those hours. And when you finally understand that, your life will never be the same again.